There's a need for transformation that cannot be overlooked. There are no easy solutions. We must push forward. We're living in an intense, vibrant period of history, and it's becoming increasingly urgent to plan our country's future. It will take creativity, flexibility, and technological innovation. We need speed and expertise to manage this change. At this moment, Milan's reputation is at an all-time high. Politecnico is an attractive, large, open laboratory in the heart of Milan, featuring the innovative study programs needed to prepare for new professions and to face new challenges. The research and experimentation of today will illuminate tomorrow. We need creativity and intuition. This is a great opportunity. The challenges that lie before us are tough. Now's the time to take our destiny into our own hands, to seize the day, to pioneer the change. We must stay switched on. There's a need for transformation that cannot be overlooked.
Okay, welcome to this webinar, where you join in to hear more about these programs in engineering from Politecnico di Milano. And as you already saw in the introduction video, that could be you studying there, exploring all those great options, and see how it is to live in that great city. And how that is, you're going to hear in the next 45 minutes or so, not only from the program manager that we have with us, but also from two students. They will join in to give you some more insights in how it is to actually study engineering at Politecnico di Milano. So before we go over to them, I'd like to briefly explain to you some of the interactive options. My name is Luc Mulling, and we have different options to interact with you. First of all, of course, if you have any questions, you can write those questions at any time through the panel on the right bottom called questions. Write them there, and then we will answer them at the end. So then we'll make sure to answer your questions. And second of all, we will also ask a couple of questions to you. We'd like to know and get to know you a little bit better. So for that reason, we will open up a couple of polling questions. The first one will come up very soon. So watch out for that as well, and let us know a little bit of your feedback, as we like to learn a bit more about your background and where you are in your process of possibly applying, and also the things that are important to you in terms of the program as well. All right, and last but not least, we actually have a little fun button as well, just to make it a bit more interactive. At the bottom of the screen, you see a button called React. That's where you can click on and react any of your emotion, so to say, with an emoticon. That's the one. Yeah, we like to get those just to, especially for the presenters, to make it feel that you're there because they cannot see you, just to make it more interactive. Great. Great to see. And yeah, let's go over to the presenters because that's why you joined. I'd like to introduce you to Chiara, and Chiara will introduce herself and yeah, the other students as well as the programs. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Luke, and overall thank you all for joining today. I really appreciate the time that Felipe and Georgiana decided to dedicate to us today to share their experience. So I definitely thank them, and then very, very soon you will know them. About myself, my name is Chiara. I work in the international recruitment unit of the university, and I will present you the different study opportunities we have at Politecnico di Milano, the services, the life here, and also, of course, the procedures to go through to send out your application and join the university in the next years. So we might start directly from the presentation, which today is going to be more focused on engineering. We think that your journey toward Politecnico di Milano starts today because you already are about to learn more about the university and have some insights. And we hope it's going to be a very long journey with us. As I was saying, today we have some important speakers. Felipe, who comes from Bogota and is enrolled at the moment in a Master in Automation and Control Engineering. And with him, Georgiana, coming from Romania and enrolled in Biomedical Engineering. Both of them have shared some information about why they like Politecnico di Milano, and you can read their ideas here. So the focus is on people, on technology, on international community, of course, and on yourself. So this is a great way to develop yourself and learn more in your field. I would love just to introduce first Felipe and leave you floor to share your experience, let us know something more about yourself, and of course I thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Chiara. I'm so happy to be here, and I thanks everyone to join this webinar. Yeah, I'm Felipe. I am a master degree student for automation engineering in Politecnico di Milan. I'm from Bogota in Colombia. I studied a bachelor in electronics, and then I decided to do my master here in Italy in Politecnico di Milan. There are many reasons to join Politecnico community, but one of the things that really called me from this university is the international community. Since you arrive, you have the opportunity to meet a lot of people from different countries, different cultures, different languages. And this is amazing because it's a really interesting and interactive way to explore the world. So you can be seen close to a person from Iran and close to a person from France, from China, from Japan, from everywhere else. So it's an amazing experience to meet different cultures. As soon as I arrived in the Politecnico with my friends, we used to do like international dinners every week. So it was incredible to try, test different food for all around the world, learning their costumes, everything. It was very interesting. So apart from the engineering part that is really advanced in Politecnico, the human factor is very interesting. They really motivate you to create these bonds, create this interaction, and that's very interesting. Other thing that really likes me from Politecnico is I'm a person that really likes sports. And in a city like Milan, that is a big city, you can think it's maybe not that easy to do sports. But it's not the case of Politecnico. Politecnico has an amazing sports center. It's beautiful, it's new, and it has basically all kinds of teams. You can join the team that you want. If you like football, basketball, volleyball, whatever you like, you can join a team there. There is actually a group of people, like friends, I really like do climbing and hiking. And we go to the mountains with my friends from Politecnico to climb the mountains close here in the north of Italy. There are a lot of beautiful mountains with beautiful landscapes. And for me, it's amazing just going, taking a train, half an hour, 1 hour from Milan, and on Sunday going and explore, swim in a river. On summer, of course. On winter, you cannot swim in a river. But it's an amazing experience. And finally, going more deep into one of the most amazing things that Politecnico has is the opportunity to work with companies, the connection with companies. It's very common that, especially in engineering in different universities, that everything is very theoretical. You don't have actually like an approach, an industrial approach. Everything is very theoretical. Instead, in Politecnico, you have the option to choose. If you want to do research, you can do it. But also, if you are interested in industry, as I was in the beginning, they give you this opportunity. When you create a thesis, when you are starting to do your thesis, it's really hard to choose a topic. And especially because if there is something that you really like and you think is a good idea, sometimes it's not easy for you to finance that because ideas are expensive. Instead, in Politecnico, they have a really giant network with companies, and this company will help you to finance this idea. In my case, I was very lucky and I had the opportunity to do my thesis. I'm finishing right now my thesis with Gucci, which is an important brand here in Italy of famous fashion artifacts. And I was able to connect or to see the connections between fashion and engineering and technology that is not always easy to see, but we developed with the people of Gucci together an automated vision system for quality control because they are really picky with their devices. They really want perfect everything, of course, because they are luxury. So they finance everything. They pay for the machines. They pay for the vision system. So I had the opportunity to use very expensive equipment, obviously with the help of my professor, my thesis advisor, and we developed a really interesting project that I'm really happy to be part of. And that's the magic of Politecnico. You can be part of everything. You can be part of the industry and also to the academy. So I hope everyone's get in here soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Felipe. I think you covered a lot of interesting topics for the students. I see a lot of great reactions. So thank you very much for your words. And yeah, let's leave the floor to Georgiana. So thank you also for joining us.
Hi all, my name is Georgiana. Thank you, Chiara, for the introduction, and thank you also, Luke, for having us. I joined Politecnico last autumn. I am from Romania, where I finished my bachelor in biomedical engineering, and it was like a decision with half a year before starting the master. I decided that I want to follow a master somewhere outside my country, and from, I think everyone is doing it right now from the people that are joining this webinar today. Probably all of you have the classical Excel with the names and all the possible universities, pros and cons and details. But after I got to see Politecnico, for me, the Excel got just deleted. It didn't have any, it wasn't there any reason to keep it, because out of everything that I saw on the market, let's say, Politecnico for me was so exquisite because there is so much flexibility and freedom and uniqueness in the courses that they present and in the choices that you can make here, because it's not like you are enrolling in a school that hands you over a certain schedule. You have to follow mandatory these courses, and maybe, I don't know, out of 20 courses, you barely like 5 of them, barely. Here, of course, depending on the program of engineering that you're choosing, you have a list of recommended courses, but guess what? That list is like never ending. I think it took me, like, I'm not kidding, 1 week to read about all the courses and to make my mind in last year when trying to complete my study plan, because this is super cool. I guess you have like 1 or 2 recommendation of courses that are more or less important or mandatory, let's say, to follow them because they are part of the program that you're following, but beside that, you are very free to choose whatever you like, as long as you respect some credits limits and the configuration. But for me, the idea of master, it was not just moving from a very strict school idea, like full-time school idea, to another one. For me, was about leveling up, going further, and having the chance to choose for myself and to shape my future indeed. Coming here now after 1 year, best decision I could make. If last year when I moved all alone to from a country to another, even though it was a little bit confusing because you can imagine it's a new country, it's a new culture, everything went so smoothly because Milano, it's in this way. You cannot not fall in love with it. It's such a beautiful city, and Politecnico has such amazing campuses, like from the yards to the libraries to the classrooms to the leisure places. Everything, it's so amazing. Even how Felipe said about the sports area, this year I want to join the gym, so I hope I will get my place there. But yes, as you can see in the pictures, the first one, it's like the very first day when I just landed in Milano, I went directly to the campus to take my stuff and all, and it was like the opening sign and everything. And after that, it was so amazing to do like a mix of school and life, because everywhere I was like, as you can see, I'm taking my laptop everywhere and I'm just hopping on a train, I'm visiting something, or if I have, I don't know, a personal research to do or something, I can easily stay in the campus because it's so nice, especially maybe in the autumn or in the spring when it's the weather is nice. And of course, as you can see from the picture, guilty as charged. Maybe one big reason to choose Italy is the food. I really like it. I love it. I'm living for it. And also you can visit a lot of stuff. You always have something to do. I mean, me in 1 year of university, I don't feel that I finished the things that I can do in Milano, and I'm always doing something else, always visiting something. For example, in the last picture, I was in Galleria d'Italia through the exposition. So there is always an event, there is always a nice place to visit, there is always a small city around Milano where you can just hop in a train and go there. And also to complete just a little bit what Felipe said about working, indeed, being a student in Politecnico opens a lot of doors. Myself, I am employed since June. That means since the last part of my first year of master, and I'm still going in this internship. And the preparation that Politecnico and myself created into my career persona brought a lot of satisfaction and a lot of good results, since now maybe I will even continue to work here. So it's a really good place to start from. That being said, I think I'm gonna hop in on the ongoing of the presentation, and I leave the floor back to Chiara.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Georgiana. I really appreciate your experience, like what you said. It's really inspiring, also for me. If I were a student listening to us today, I think I would apply to Politecnico di Milano, thanks to your words. Yeah, you covered a lot of topics. Of course, the main thing is to consider that we're talking about people. So in the video we showed at the beginning and during the speech of Felipe and Giordana, you understood that mainly the focus is on people, right? So the technology and the environment, everything is, it depends on how people interact and how people use the location and everything. So just consider this as a key factor when you choose your university. You will be a person in another country, of course, probably, but connecting with people who are in the same, probably in the same situation as yourself. And of course, we as a university try to put you in contact with the job markets and the research institutes and so on. So this is the key factor you have to consider. And we were talking about the location. We mentioned Milan, of course, because it's where Politecnico di Milano is located. It was established here in 1863 in Milan, which is a very lively city, I would say. And Giordana, I've been living in Milan a lot of years, and I still have a lot to do here. So you never stop having inputs and things to do in the city. But as you were saying, it's also very, very well connected with other locations, so with other places in Italy, of course, but also to other countries in Europe, because of course you can travel by train, by plane, by car very easily. You get to different places, the seaside, the mountains, the lakes, and so on. It's quite dynamic, and of course it's a center of economy of Italy and of culture. So I think it's a place to be and to visit. And by the way, you have the chance also to do campus tour here. So if you happen to travel to Italy and you will find a cheap flight to Milan, just take the opportunity and book a campus tour through us and come visit the university. You might fall in love like it happened for Giordana. The university is located like the main campuses are in Milan, but we also have programs offered on other campuses in other cities close to Milan, which are mentioned here. And since we're talking about the engineering programs, well, they're offered also in Lecco, Cremona, and Piacenza. As Filippo and Giordana were saying, you really get the train and come to Milan very quickly, and the other way around. So they're really not far from here, but they have some specificity. So it's always important to understand where the program you're interested in is offered, and of course find some more information about the campus. And maybe Felipe, you mentioned you go hiking. I think you've been in close to Lecco, if I'm not wrong, because there's a very, very great place to go hiking in the mountains. And yeah, and so since we showed the video and we mentioned somehow the fact that we have that we focus on research, I really want to let you know that we have first university in Italy for projects funded by the European Commission. It assures the quality of research at Politecnico di Milano. So when you come here, you might not be involved in research like meaning that you work from the first day in the labs, or you are involved in some projects, but you are in an environment of people committed to research. So this is a very important aspect. All the professors you will meet in the class during your classes are somehow researchers. They are in connection with companies. They have they publish a lot. So it's really a quality assurance. And of course, this is also thanks to the infrastructures we have at Politecnico di Milano. So we have labs, more than 200 labs available, and six large infrastructures, which are the ones you see here on the screen. Just giving the opportunity to, of course, the researchers here at Politecnico di Milano and the students to work on their projects, but also to companies to be in Politecnico, to use our infrastructure for their projects. And you can find out more, of course, on our website about research. We focus on people. Again, this is an important aspect. So people are key element for Politecnico di Milano. So on this website, you will find also some testimonials, some information, and about research carried out by our PhD students, our researchers, about specific topics, mainly related to, of course, technology, in this case, engineering. This is very important, very interesting, because you might find that a topic you're interested in, and you might find out that a program is focused on a specific area and get inspired. Concerning the opportunities we offer here, well, we have the different levels, so bachelor, master, and PhD programs are offered at Politecnico di Milano. Today we focus mainly on master programs, but you should know that we also have the other two opportunities, and in particular we do offer PhD programs in English in different areas, of course, of engineering. The majority of our master programs are offered in English, so you don't have to worry about the knowledge of Italian, and I think it's already quite known that there is the opportunity to study in English at Politecnico di Milano, but of course we highlight this element to you guys. And even if you don't study in Italian, so you don't need to know Italian when you apply, well, we give you the opportunity, and in fact, we require you to learn a little bit of Italian while you study here during the 2 years of master, for the reason you see here. So basically, to really take advantage of you being in Italy, making new friends, of course, work in Italy, have more job opportunities while you study and after you graduate. Of course, traveling, because that's a very important thing of your experience, going to smaller places and have no problem with the language, and of course to learn a little bit more about Italian culture. I definitely think that Georgiana has something to share about the courses and the Italian language courses. So let us know.
Yes, in fact, these courses are supposed to be taken one semester out of the 4 that you are studying, and it's up to you when you want to take them. I personally took them in the very first semester because I wanted, as Chiara said, to take advantage of knowing a little bit better of Italian, and they are super easy and super nice. Basically, everything starts with an assessment test where you are assessed on your actual level of Italian. Based on that, you are put into a certain group on a level group. You have to attend weekly, the entire semester, these language courses, these language lessons. And in the end, you have to take a language test that has the purpose to clear this obligation for Politecnico. And the test is very easy, and it's really comprising everything that you are studying into those courses. So it's really a good thing that they give this opportunity to us, because everything is provided by Politecnico. You don't have to make any worry to think where you find professors or anything. Everything is settled by Politecnico.
Yeah, and it's free, of course, for all international students. So it's a great opportunity, also because the university is at the moment has about 48,000 students, and still the majority are Italian students. So of course they can interact in English, but if you speak a little bit of Italian, and you might also take advantage of this. Of course, we have as Felipe and Georgiana explained, an international community of students. So we have more than 7,000 international students currently enrolled at Politecnico di Milano from more than 100 countries, meaning that really you have the opportunity to have an international experience. Like you are in Italy, you are in Milan, but you really meet students from all over the world, and you taste new food, of course, and you have make new friends, but also it adds a lot to your academic experience, I think. And of course, Felipe, Georgiana, let me know if you agree with my opinion, but I think that when you have to work on a project or study with someone who has different experience, different background, a different approach, well, it's a challenge, but it's also an enrichment, I think, in academically speaking.
Yes, I would like to share a short story. Like the last semester, I was taking a class of computer vision, and there was a very, very complicated mathematical problem that we had to solve, and it was quite challenging. And one of my colleagues, he is Russian, and he told me that in his education, they were really focused on these mathematical things, these mathematical tools that you can use to solve these kind of problems. And he was able to solve it while the whole group was trapped and trying to solve these things. He was able to solve it, and we were able to go on with the project thanks to him. An amazing student, and I'm an amazing engineer.
You see, so yeah, it definitely helps a lot, and you learn from each other, not only from the professors, but also from the other students. So thank you for sharing that. Well, just focusing a little bit on the programs, well, we offer really a lot of different programs in several areas of engineering. We might say that we open and offer new programs more or less every year, because of course technology develops and the world has different challenges, new challenges, and we try to cover the new topics and the new challenges and offering master programs. The important thing to highlight is that master programs are focused on specific areas, and also within that area, that sector, you can, as Georgiana was saying, select the topics, the courses you're more interested in, and also really tailor the study plan according to your interests and to your passion and to your knowledge, of course. So when you read aeronautical engineering or agricultural engineering, of course, it's like a name for a program which offers different tracks and different courses you might select to focus on topics. There is a program which is called Design and Engineering here in the list, which in theory is offered by the design school, but it's open also to students from engineering. That's why we included it in the list. So engineering students can apply for design if you have an interest in design and want to discover more about that. You can definitely have a look on the website, find out if you're eligible, and submit your application to that to be closer to the design field. About the journey. Well, sorry, before going on, I might ask you, Georgiana, Felipe, if you want to share something about how the academic year is works. So if there is something different compared to your previous educational system, or anything you want to highlight.
If I may take over, yes and no, there are some differences, of course. The academic year is the same, divided into semesters. I think everywhere is like this, even though I heard some of the countries are opting for the 3 semesters thing. We have 2 semesters, but in terms of the exams, after each semester, we have 1 session, which is basically cut in half. We can take an exam 2 times after 1 semester. So these two session exams plus the additional one that it's in August, September for leftover exams, this adds up to 5 times when you can take an exam during the year, which is very advantageous because you can again shape your schedule and choose exactly when you want to take an exam, how you want to take it. There is no obligativity to take it right after you finish the course. So it's up to you how you feel more comfortable, how you feel more prepared to take that exam.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, compare with my country, that is Colombia. Like we had in Colombia, we had 3 partial exams for each class, and at the end, the grade will be the average of these 3 grades. But we just had 1 opportunity to take every exam. So if we fail, we'll have to repeat the whole course. In this case, in the Politecnico, as Jordana said, like you have more opportunities, so you can like first you can have a first approach to see how the exam is, and then like do a proper exam or organize as you prefer. So in my opinion, that's a very good system because it allows you to prepare really good for an exam and to be sure that you are able to pass it.
Thank you both for this. So yeah, that's definitely important for our audience. Just going into the details of the application, of course, you can find everything on the website. You can just find this QR and get directly to the webpage. But just to let you know what you need, well, you should check first if you have the requirements. What we require is a bachelor degree in a field related to the program. So basically, you should have a background in engineering for applying to engineering programs, or in some cases to related fields. So I don't know, maybe economics for management engineering, or like there are some exceptions. Then there are some country-specific requirements in terms of GPA or type of degree you should present, and then of course we require the English language proficiency certificate. So that's to be known. You can present the English certificate a little bit later, not directly upon application, but there is more time to present it if you don't have it. The application is entirely online, so there's no need to send anything or do anything else, but you just go online and select the programs you want to apply for and upload some of the required documents I will show you. And then you pay the application fee, which is 50 euros. The application is currently open for September 2024. So you might apply already until November the 8th, and then there is a second call in January, from January to February. But of course, usually if you the earlier you apply, the earlier you know the results, and some seats might be already taken. So we usually suggest to apply earlier if you feel like you want to apply. You already know you want to apply. You have documents and can collect them by now. And you might also apply for February 2025 intake, because there is a second semester which is open only for engineering programs. Here you see the list of documents we require. Some are mandatory documents. You see in blue there. The official transcript, of course, the diploma or a document attesting you are studying at last year of your master. CGPA statement, so confirming your average, your GPA, CV, and then the portfolio is not required, of course, for engineering, and again, the English language certificate. In addition to these documents, you might, if you want, upload also the GRE, which is not mandatory but suggested, I would say, a motivation letter, a recommendation letter from a professor, and a course description about the content of your bachelor program. So here on the right, you'll just see the accepted English certificates, and that's all you should know about the documents. Again, you can find everything on the website, and we will follow up. Budget-wise, well, we were talking about the research, the quality of education, and the infrastructures, and so on, and we talk about a fee which is maximum 3,900 euros per year, which of course depends on where you come from, but it's definitely a good fee, I would say, compared to other universities like we are in partnership with. European students pay according to the family income, so minimum 900 up to 3,900 euros per year, while non-European students have this fixed fee of 3,900 euros per year. And again, of course, the master is 2 years. And in addition to these expenses, of course, you will have the living cost. Of course, we might say that the cost of living in Milan in terms of rent is to be considered. So it's definitely an expense you need to consider and you need to plan and to save for. I don't know if Georgiana, Felipe want to spend some words about this topic for your experience or not, but in general, it's definitely a thing to plan in advance, I would say. Okay, I leave. Okay, it's not compulsory to talk about this. Just I want to students to know.
Well, if I can say something,
Yeah,
Chiara,
definitely.
yeah, it's not always easy to find a place, and we have to be quite careful to know like the websites or sites to find a place. There is a lot of scam on the internet and things like that. It's not always easy to find a place in Milan, and it's quite an expensive city, but it's not impossible. It's just a matter of time and try to be organized, try to research about the website that you are looking for. I've been living in the same place 2 years ago. I was quite lucky, but yeah, there are other opportunities. Cheaper.
Yeah, and also there are some associations you can contact here at Politecnico di Milano which support basically students, and you can definitely rely also on this kind of support. In addition to, yeah, sorry, Georgiana.
Just to add, from what I know from all of my friends from home that split up in the entire Europe, going to study everywhere, it's not Milan's problem. It's like every big city problem. So it's not something extra to put like a label on Milano. Of course, there may be high prices. Of course, there may be harder to find an accommodation, but it's harder compared to the very small unpopulated cities, maybe cities that are not university cities. So it's a risk you will take wherever you would go.
Yeah, right. And of course, we try to make it easier in terms of other expenses. So what we have a lot of discounts for students in terms of public transports, I don't know, like cultural experiences, events organized on campus, and so on. So
and even from the campus, we have all the restaurants and cafeterias with very good prices, and the food is amazing.
So yeah, it's important to know that, and also to know that there is opportunity to get a scholarship. Well, scholarships are merit based. At the moment, there is no application required, but this might change, and in any case, you will be informed about this. They cover tuition fees and might cover some other expenses, which are offered by Politecnico di Milano. And there are also other scholarships offered by the government, by other institutions. So just have a look on our website and find out about your country funding opportunities, and just to be informed. Also, it's important to know that you can work off campus up to 20 hours per week if you're coming from non-European countries, and you can work like full time if you're European. But you can also work on campus, like cooperate with the offices, like with us, for example, or with the professors, and get paid for that. So this is also a great aspect to consider. And sorry, okay, and then well, we of course focus on the academic aspect, but also, as Felipe was saying, at Politecnico di Milano, we consider the student as a person, so we really try to give a lot of services. If you are admitted, we give you the opportunity to attend the welcome activities, the welcome week, which is, of course, a lot of information, so a lot of panels about workshops and so on, about the bureaucracy and the study plan and similar things. But it's also fun because we organize the concerts, we organize some networking events to let the students know each other, and so on. So this is a great moment to know also about the other, like the associations which are active on campus, the sport activities, and visit the campus. So this is definitely a moment to attend. And also there are a lot of activities going on. So like the competitions, so students are involved in international competitions, of course, taking part to associations, in extracurricular activities, which are a lot. So let's say you don't get bored here at Politecnico di Milano. And I don't know if you guys have been attending the Welcome Week or not. But well, when I visited it, I definitely had a very good like vibe from what was going on. In addition to this, I mentioned that the journey with Politecnico di Milano at Politecnico di Milano for all of you start today, I think, because somehow you get to know Politecnico, you get to know Felipe, Giorgiana, and their experiences. Goes on during the 2 years of master, of course, but it never ends somehow, because we really try to be there also after graduation. There is the opportunity to study at a PhD level. There are a lot of PhD programs offered at Politecnico di Milano and funded positions, which guarantee quite a very high level of employability at our university. In different areas such as universities, research institutes, or private sector. The same like statistics are related to the job opportunities after graduation. So you might consider going on with a PhD after the master program, or you might decide to look for a job, or maybe even not look for a job. The job sometimes finds you because, as Felipe was saying, or Georgiana was saying, during the 2 years of master, you get connections, you are employed during internships, and you have links with the company. So sometimes you don't even have to look. As you can see here, 42% of our international master students are employed even before graduation, and 91% have a job in the field within 6 months from graduation. So definitely high employability rates. This is thanks also to our career service, which is an office in charge of helping the students finding a job. So you can definitely rely on them for career guidance and job fairs, attending and visiting and meeting the company's representatives. So this is something to consider also when you decide to apply to a university. And of course, as Felipe was saying, we kind of consider the ideas of students. So sometimes you don't have the possibility to fund your own project because, of course, it's expensive, because it requires a lot of effort, but you have support of Politecnico di Milano, of the Poly Hub, which definitely is there for innovative ideas and funds these kind of projects. So let's say we don't leave you alone when you graduate and when you're close to your graduation. Thanks to all we were saying today, all we shared with you today, well, we are ranked quite well in according to the QS World University ranking. In particular, in engineering, we are 18 in the world, and we are in the list with universities, private universities, or even US universities, which are, of course, have much more funding than we have, but the quality here is really high. Also, thanks to the partnerships, so to the networks, the exchange of ideas, and the different opportunities we have thanks to the networks you see listed here, and overall thanks to the students, I would say. We created this specific project which is called Ask a Student, and Georgiana and Felipe are part of this project. So if you are interested in having a conversation, a longer conversation with them, you can book an appointment with them through the Ask a Student webpage. You just book an appointment, you talk to the students, you answer questions, and they are there for you. And of course, we are there for you. So if you want to get in contact with us, you just write an email. And I would say that we can maybe answer the questions and then had some other information if Georgiana and Felipe has something to say. Thank you for the attention so far. So I think Luke will be back with us Now, yeah, if okay, so no, right. So sorry, we have some technical problem from that side, but it's not a problem. I will go on reading the questions, and then Luke will join us later. Okay, Mirek asked if GRE is mandatory for the admission. Well, as I was saying, it's not mandatory. It's suggested. Let's say elective. You can or not present it, but I mean, if you have the opportunity to do so, please, please take the GRE. Johannes is asking quite a, I think, personal question, but anyway, if he was admitted in a master degree but didn't get a scholarship, of course, yeah, the scholarship is, of course, is not available for everyone, unfortunately. So even if you have a very good CV, a very good profile, it might not be possible. You might not get it. That's the competition. But you can definitely be considered if you apply again. And also you can consider other opportunities, other scholarships which are offered by other in bodies. Then Anita is asking, if I get admitted for the first year of a program but with no scholarship, can I get a merit-based scholarship in the second year? Okay, you cannot get a merit-based scholarship, the ones I mentioned during the presentation, because those are research students who enroll in the first year and then they can renew it in the second year. But you can get other kind of funds from Politecnico di Milano. So being a current student of the university, you have the opportunity to get a scholarship of different kind. And of course, you can also work on campus, as we were saying before. Clyde is asking, do you have a master in thermal power engineering? Well, we have a program in energy engineering, which covers a lot of different areas of course, also power engineering, and definitely will have some courses related to thermal power engineering. So for this, you might also reach out to the students of energy engineering through the Ask a Student project, or just contact us and we will help you find out. But definitely, I think the energy engineering has a track on this. What's the band of English TOEFL home edition that should be? And I will show the documents again so you can see it here. Well, the IBT is 78. So even for the home edition, the minimum is 78. Anita back, sorry, if I receive an offer, will it contain information about a scholarship or will I receive a separate letter? Okay, yeah, you will receive an offer first, you need to accept the offer, and then you will receive information about the scholarship. So it's not at the same time. Okay, there's a very nice question for you guys, I think. What about holidays? Are there any gaps which allow you to travel home and then come back? Do you want to say something about this, Georgiana, Felipe, about the academic year, holidays, and?
Now, I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm more or less doing my holidays. I'm a little bit of a cheater and I take advantage of the fact that in Politecnico, the courses are recorded and the majority of professors are allowing you to join live. So basically, I'm joining remotely when I want to go home or I want to prolong my stay home. But now I think it also depends where are you from and how flexible are you with moving around, because if you can go home for a couple of days, there are also a lot of free days like national holidays, local holidays, where they are all written down in the university calendar, and you can schedule your holidays before. But even so, the Christmas holiday, it's like 3 weeks, I guess, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it depends. And After that is straight the exam session, where again it depends on which exams you have to take, on which dates they are scheduled, and so on. So there are a lot of opportunities to schedule it better.
Yeah, and maybe Georgiana comes from Romania, so it's maybe a little bit closer. Felipe, you might have a different experience.
Yeah, depends of, as you say, where you come from, because if it's quite far away, you'll maybe need more time. Also depend a bit of you, because as Jordana say, like, you can quite schedule your exams. So if you are able to schedule more or less your exams for the first, let's put an example, summer, for the first call in June, and then other exams for September, you'll have all July or an August, for example, to travel and to go back home. Otherwise, you can put your exams during all July and the last of August. So it depends also of how you manage to organize your exams. So yeah, the possibility is, if you want to go back home, or if you want to travel, of course you have the possibility, because the Politecnico give you this freedom of choose more or less your schedule and your exams.
Yeah, that's true. That's a lot of flexibility, but yeah, usually, let's say, just to and like the topic, usually in summer or in August we don't have classes, no exams, so you're free to travel, do whatever you want, and also on summer time, in Christmas time, so December more or less is free from classes. Yeah, that's an important thing to know. And Shingyes is asking why not new citizens are not allowed to work full-time off campus. Well, that's a law. It's not set by Politecnico di Milano, but by basically our country. I might think also Europe, I'm not sure. But you come here for studying. So for studying purposes, the visa is for this purpose, and so the stay permit you have is focused on you attending the classes. Beyond that, you can work, but only part-time, because it's the aim of your of you being in Italy is studying. Clyde is asking what do we need to do to work at Politecnico di Milano. I think you're talking about the paid position, so like the collaboration, of course, as a student. Well, there's a call, and also like Giordana, Felipe were doing that. I think it's a quite easy process, and you just apply for working, and you select you add some information about your CV. And the offices which look for a certain profile will select you, or anyway interview you for that specific job. I think basically this is the process, and the details might be more. That's the idea. You just are a student, you are allowed to apply for working with the offices or the professors, and of course it depends on the ranking. You're put in a ranking which depends on your merit, on the grades you have, also on your economic situation, and this is pretty much the process. Of course, you need to first attend one semester before applying for this kind of collaboration. Georgiana, Felipe, I don't know if you have anything about this to add.
Yes, as you said, it's a very easy process. Basically, you need to fill a document, send it, and at least in my case, you very kindly send me back an email like a week or a couple of weeks after. We had an interview, super fast, online, and it was a very smooth process. It was very easy, honestly, very nice.
Yeah.
Exactly, same for me, actually. I don't know why, but I was expecting to get a job like in the offices, because I saw a lot of students working, I don't know, in different kinds of offices to answer to questions, or for the ID identification, for example. I was pretty sure it was also a student there handling the appointments and everything. So I was thinking that I will get like the very office-based job, 9 to 5 or 9 to 3 something. But no, everything is way more fun and interactive and super interesting.
Yeah, of course, it depends on where you work, which office or professor like enrolled you. But anyway, it's definitely a possibility and a great way to fund your studies or anyway just get some saving be without leaving the campus. So it's a great opportunity. Dominic is asking, does the school help with visa? Well, it depends on what you mean, but basically we, of course, we inform the embassy or consulate that you have been admitted. So we provide information about the admitted students. They the embassy and consulate, of course, just to go through the process. And they, in case you have any problem, you can definitely contact us. But that process depends 100% on the embassy and consulates. It's the university is basically not involved in that kind of process. We just confirm that you have been admitted, and in case you have any problem, you can rely on us. But we might not be able to intervene.
If I add something, Chiara, at least in Colombia, after you get the admission letter from Politecnico, it helps a lot. In the same embassy, they told me, like, with a letter of the Politecnico that you have been admitted, the process just gets really, really faster. And it was true. Like, after I got the letter of admission of the Politecnico, the process was way faster.
Yes, it's definitely the, let's say, a guarantee also because we have a great community from Colombia. So it depends on where you come from, but usually it's quite a smooth process with that admission letter provided by Politecnico di Milano. I think those are all the questions. I have another question in the chat from Anina. Is it relevant to study environmental science at university? Do you have any scholarship for the ecology? Scholarships, yes, so it's also our ecology, and well, it's definitely relevant. I would say that we focus on environment is very important for Politecnico Milano. Is of course focus of the program environmental engineering, but it's not only. So you can really find this. Aspects linked to different programs and like in architecture and in different areas of study. So it's definitely a place to be for studying environmental science. Yes, and let me see if we have any other question just to cover all the topics. I think that's all. But before leaving you, I would love to have just a quick view of the poll. So you answer them. You help us understand better what's your experience. So thank you very, very much for that. I think some of you might watch the recording. So thank you for that, and we will follow up with all of you. We received your contact, and if you agreed, we definitely will send you some more information about the application. I remind you that the application is open now for September 2024, and we really hope to have you here in next year and to be with us maybe as testimonials, like Felipe and Georgiana. And on the final word, I definitely want to thank Felipe and Georgiana for being with us. I leave you floor for some final words, if you feel like, and thank all of you again.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for having us again. What can I say in the end is that a little advice for everyone to really think thorough about this decision, and to keep in mind that for Politecnico at least, everything it's everywhere on all the websites. You can find the informations, and even though if you feel, I don't know, maybe overwhelmed on the amount of information that you may see, because for an international it can be a little bit of a shock the first attempts to open the Politecnico website, because you see a lot of differences and things that you have to understand, application forms, documents that you have to take, different translations, embassy, a lot of discussions that may be overwhelming, but take them one at a time and take advantage of all the mailing systems and chatting systems that we have, because the people are really responsive and very kind and open to help you.
I would like to say thank you, Chiara, and thank you everyone to attend this meeting. And I would like to invite everyone to join the Politecnico community. This has been one of the best experiences of my life, not just because Milan is an amazing city, but Politecnico is an amazing university. They really care about their students. They have a lot of events, a lot of things, and here you can learn things that you cannot learn anywhere else. It's amazing. They have amazing laboratories, and the professors especially, they are really friendly and open to help you all the time. It's amazing to be here. So I really, really advise you to come. I know that it can be a bit scary at the beginning when you say, I will start in a new country with a different language, with different people. That is scary, but I really, really advise you to come, because this is an amazing experience and a really good way to learn different things. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. That basically the university exists only because students study here and they make the difference and they're the minds of the future. So we definitely would love to have you here next year for being part of our international community. Thanks everybody for watching, and have a great day, evening or night.